For some, it's stamps. For others, it's wartime memorabilia. For me, it's physically owning films and television shows. I've been collecting DVDs and Blu-rays for around 6 years now, and my collection is fast approaching 1,000 titles. I want to introduce a monthly update series on this channel where I can cover my new acquisitions at the end of each month as both a visual record for me and as, hopefully, a point of interest for you lovely viewers. However, before we can kick that off good and proper, I wanted to lay the groundwork by taking you through my collection as it now is in a bumper-length special, with a monthly update series starting from the end of February. So let's not waste any more time. Over to Unscripted George. Have fun.
Thank you, Scripted George. We will be looking at the collection then. There's a lot to get through, so let's get straight to it. So we'll just start at the top and work our way down. So I do keep my James Bond films at the start because I want them together, and I can't really think of anything else to file them under other than 007. So that's why they go there. We've got 4321. 6 plots, which is a terrible, like, Australian Saw rip-off, I guess you could call it. 7 Days, 11-11-11. I had to import this from, I believe, Germany because it's never been released on Blu-ray, I believe, anywhere else, and I wanted to own all the films of Darren Lynn Bousman, which I do now do. We got 17 again with Zac Efron when he was younger. 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later are two of my favourite films, and I believe 28 Weeks I would consider one of the better sequels ever made. I think it's a solid sequel. We've got 39 Steps, one of my favourite Hitchcock movies. 50-50. Arguably my favourite film about cancer, which is a weird category to have. We've got 127 Hours, 500 Days of Summer, 2001 A Space Odyssey. I do want to get a Stanley Kubrick collection, so I might replace that when I get it. 2012, 7500, a film that feels unfinished. I wouldn't really recommend getting that. I thought it was going to be far better than it was. We've got Abattoir, another Darren Lynn Bousman movie, about a boy with young Nicholas Hoult. There he is. About Time, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Across the River. This is done by Monster Pictures. They do some really cool releases in Australia and New Zealand where they take really sort of films you wouldn't get a lot of in terms of a release for, and actually box them up and put them out. So you get things like Across the River, which is actually a really bad movie, but you do get some little gems that you really wouldn't see had Monster Pictures not picked them up and distributed them here. We've got The Adventures of Tintin, Secret of the Unicorn, Afflicted, After the Dark, formerly The Philosophers, which is a shame because I think The Philosophers is a better title for the film than After the Dark. We've got the Alien series. We've got Alien. Aliens is actually filmed by, signed by Lance Henriksen. He didn't film it. Alien 3, Alien Resurrection. Ooh. And then we've got Prometheus, and Alien vs. Predator, and Alien vs. Predator 2. That's the definitive edition, although it does not have the extended scenes that I believe the American uncut version has. I don't believe it's possible to get that version easily. Alien Abduction, Alien found footage film. Amateur Night, The Amazing Spider-Mans 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. We've got American Graffiti, an early George Lucas movie. Annabelle, yet to get Annabelle creation, but it is in the pipeline. We've got Annie, the original movie, and the... I'm hesitant to call it a remake, the modern version, I think you could call it, which is far inferior to the original. We've got Anonymous. I really enjoyed that movie. We've got Ant-Man Steelbook. Marvel went into this phase, and so did Disney for a bit, where they didn't actually put titles or anything on their steelbooks. So you do get these sort of mysterious, what is this? And it's actually, Ant-Man, fashioned like a solid-state drive. We've got Antiviral, there it is, and we've got Ants, the first DreamWorks movie. Apocalypse Now, which is the collector's edition. Probably the best version of Apocalypse Now to get if you want all of it, because it has both the original cut, the Redux edition, and also the feature-length documentary on it. So yeah, I don't think there's a more complete version of Apocalypse Now you can get than that one. Apollo 18, terrible horror film. Argo, Best Picture winner. As Above, So Below, one of my favourite found footage films. Ashen's and the Quest for the Game Child. I'm still pretty sure you can get this fairly easily on Amazon. Never saw a US release, but yeah, this is a film made by one of my favourite YouTubers, Stuart Ashen. Ask Me Anything, Atlantis, The Lost Empire, Attack the Block, great movie. Avatar, Collector's Edition, features both the theatrical, extended and director's cuts, 3 versions of the film, I believe, but I haven't actually watched any but the theatrical cut. I need to get around to that. I really want to see the lengthier version just to see what's in there. We've got the Avengers and the Avengers 2 Steelbook, Age of Ultron, the Babadook, Baby Driver, Back to the Future Trilogy, Bad Neighbours 1 and 2. This film's actually known as Neighbours in America, but they had to change it to Bad Neighbours here because Neighbours is a popular television show, and I think they didn't want people to get confused. We've got the Barons, another Darren Lynn Bousman movie, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice in a sort of art book style thing. I am on record saying that's one of my least favourite movies of all time. Now, back down to level 2. We've got Battle of the Damned, something I bought purely because the trailer looked hilariously awful. Sadly, the film was mostly just awful. The Bay, this is actually one of my favourite covers of any film ever. I think that's one of the most wonderfully designed things. The green, the yellow, it really pops and I love it. We've got The Beach, that's great. We've got Mr. Bean, or Bean, the Ultimate Disaster Movie. Begin Again, filmed by John Carney. Beowulf, I really enjoyed this. Not the director's cut, kind of annoyed. I didn't realise there was a director's cut until I got that. Big Sky, a bad movie, I didn't like it. Billy Elliot, The Blair Witch Project, that's the original one. The Boat That Rocked. Don't get Pirate Radio, that's the American cut. It's way shorter and not as good. If it's called The Boat That Rocked, that is the version you want, not Pirate Radio. Bolt, Breathing Room, which is pretty much a student movie that somehow got a distribution. I don't know how, because it's so obviously a student movie. It's kind of ridiculous. We've got The Bridge to Terabithia, Bridget Jones's Diary, Bug's Life, Buried, with Ryan Reynolds, fantastic movie that. Cabin in the Woods, double play collector's edition. The Canal. And then we move on to the Captain America trilogy. We've got Civil War, Winter Soldier, and the original. So it's nice when you sort of finish a trilogy of films like with that. It's like, there's going to be more Captain America movies or movies that feature him, but that's like a closed trilogy. We've got Cassadaga, Catfish. This is the original movie that spawned the popular TV show. We've got Cemetery Junction. Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant wrote and directed that. Chappie, Neil Blomkamp movie. Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Chemical Peel, another cover that I really like. I just really like the design on it. I put that up there with The Bay, actually. The movie isn't very good at all, but it's got a great cover. We've got Chernobyl Diaries, Chronicle, Steelbook, Cloud Atlas, Cloverfield, which I really enjoy. Coherence, I put this up there with things like Triangle and Primer as films that are really intellectual, like you've got to really focus on them in order to understand what's going on. We've got The Collector and The Collection, 2 horror films written by, Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan, who wrote the later Saw films. We've got Community, where we go? Community, not the TV show, that's a British horror film. Con Air with Nicolas Cage. The Conjuring, I still need to get The Conjuring 2, but again, it's in the pipeline. Constantine, I would have liked to see a franchise of that. I know there's been a TV show that I don't believe is don't believe is in production anymore. But I liked that movie enough to think that could have spawned like an interesting world. Contagion, a triple feature pack of Cool Hand Luke, Bullet, and Get Carter. I'm not a fan of these triple feature packs. They're normally kind of just thrown together movies that they're then hard to categorize. And but that was one I inherited, so I have it in the collection anyway. And it means I don't need to get those movies because I've just got them all in that. We've got Cool Runnings, Cooties, great movie with Elijah Wood, written by Lee Winnell, who's one of my favourite film writers. Now moving on, we've got Crimson Peak, Guillermo del Toro film, and I adore this. It's a fantastic movie. We've got the Cube trilogy. This you couldn't actually get for a while. I got this from the UK 15th anniversary edition. This has very recently been re-released in New Zealand as this version. and that's signed by the actor who plays Worth, David Hewlett. So we'll put that back in. Cube 2 Hypercube, difficult movie to find, had to get this second hand, and I don't believe that's ever had a Blu-ray release. And Cube 0, a recent release of this film, happened in New Zealand and Australia, and finally we got a version, because I believe that had never been released in home media in any form in this country, or I believe in England as well. I believe it only had a US release that I know of. We've got Dare, Dark Skies, Dawn of the Dead, that's the Zack Snyder remake, which I really enjoy. The Day, Fight or Die, The Day After Tomorrow, Daybreakers, I love Daybreakers, absolutely phenomenal movie, directed by the Speareg brothers. We've got Dead Poets Society, Dead Silence. JB Hi-Fi in Australia has done this series of films, the Monster Collection, all green package design, and it's all just sort of classic and not so classic monster movies being put out in that form. We have Deadpool Steelbook. This was incredibly difficult to find. I mean, I pre-ordered it, but I know that since then it's sold out incredibly quickly in this country. Death Sentence, The Deer Hunter, Deja Vu, Deliver Us from Evil. I have this thing where I like to collect all the films in a director's filmography, so that's in my attempt to get every Scott Derrickson movie. Sometimes it's easier for certain directors than others. We've got Demonic. That's a really hard film to track down. Really fascinating and tragic backstory to the film in terms of its production and its release and things. So yeah, it's worth having a look into, just for as a little oddity of how things can just sometimes go wrong in the film industry, but purely, it's just a factor of it. But yeah, it's a shame, because I feel that film with more promotion and a proper release could have done quite well. We've got The Descent and The Descent Part 2, The Devil Wears Prada, Devil's Carnival, and The Devil's Carnival Alleluia, which is the sequel. That's in a little bag. It's very cute. These have to be ordered from the, I believe it's the Bandcamp store that the makers set up now. That's where I got them from. But you're never going to find these in a store. They're from the makers of Repo, which is a great movie. We've got Devil's Due, Die, a terrible Saw knockoff. Digimon Adventure Try Part 1. I will be getting the other parts when they get released here. I believe 2 is out in a month or so. I really enjoyed it though. Dirty Dancing, District 9, probably one of my first sort of 20 DVDs I ever got, which is quite nostalgic. The Divergent series. We've got exclusive limited editions for 1 and 2. I didn't bother with the third one. It's a shame that we're never going to get a conclusion to those movies, because I don't believe the much touted TV show, or not so touted anymore, is actually going to happen. We've got Django Unchained with the sort of sample comic that they discussed doing. I don't really know if that actually went ahead or not. That's a Doctor Strange steelbook. We've got Doom, lovely slipcase for that one. Dread, phenomenal movie. Due Date, The Dyatlov Pass Incident, E.T. This is the special edition with the remastered effects. Well, remastered. I do have an interest in upgrading to a version that either has both or also has the original theatrical cut, just because of, I believe Spielberg said, the original is still the one that is, the version. Earth to Echo, fantastic, I love it. Easy A, Easy Rider, we're getting there. We've got Edge of Tomorrow, fantastic film that I believe is getting a sequel in the near future, and this is a film that screams sequel, and apparently it's going to be a sequel unlike any sequel we've ever seen before. Which shouldn't mean they could say that about most things. Edward Scissorhands, Elephant, Elysium, special edition Blu-ray, Entity. Quick side note about Entity. This is another one of those monster pictures, distributed ones. Interesting film, but it says special feature making of Entity. This disc has no menu. You put it in, and it just plays the movie, and then it gets to the end of the movie and stops, which is fine. But there's no way to access a special feature, and it makes me wonder if the special feature is even on it, because there's no way of accessing it. I'm going to go probably not. And I'm presuming that's just a manufacturing issue with all the discs. It's not just a problem with mine. But if anyone else owns Entity, let me know if you've got that problem too. Eragon, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Evidence. That's a great Monster Pictures release. This film is awesome. I consider it almost the Cabin in the Woods of found footage movies, but I won't say any more than that. We've got Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, The Army of Darkness. I won't pull it all the way out because it's hard to get back in, but it's the Necronomicon, and it's got a 3-disc version with the director's cut on DVD, but not director's cut, I think alternate ending version, I don't know what they call it, but I prefer the version that is canon and leads into the TV series, which of course we'll get to, and the Evil Dead remake, which I really want a sequel to. I'm not sure if that's going to happen though. We've got Ex Machina, Exam, hard film to find, Exists, a great Bigfoot movie, if those exist, but yeah, it's fantastic. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Exorcismus, a lot of horrors as you can tell. The Experiment, Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. I really like Rise of the Silver Surfer, probably one of the 3 people who do. The new Fantastic Four, which is abysmal. We've got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in Steelbook. We got the Fast and the Furious series. I don't have Fate of the Furious yet, but I will get it. But yeah, I remember when Fate was coming out, I was like, right, better watch them all then, and got all 7. 7's probably my favourite, I reckon, out of all of them. Possibly 6. I probably need to see 7 and 6 again. We've got The Fault in Our Stars, which includes the extended cut. There's not much in it. I mean, by that I simply mean I don't think you're necessarily missing too much not having the extended cut, but if you're going to get it, you might as well get it. Fermat's Room, A Few Best Men. I need a sequel to that. I need A Few Less Men, I think it's called. Filth. We got Finding Dory. I don't have Finding Nemo yet, but I should get it. Fingerprints, Leah Pipes. I think that's her debut feature as well. Flatliners. I want to get the new version to go along with that, the sort of pseudo sequel remake, whatever it is, that apparently isn't very good. Friends with Benefits, Frozen, not the Disney film, that's a horror movie, and there's Disney's Frozen, so, kind of confusing to have those together. Full Metal Alchemist, The Sacred Stars of Milos. I do have the anime series that goes along with that, but I put films separate from television, so we'll get to those. And then we've got Galaxy Quest. Moving on down, where have we got? We've got The Gallows, Gattaca, Get Out, which is my pick for the Best Picture of 2017. Might not be my favourite movie of the year, but I think it's the most deserving of the win. We got Ghost Town, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, a phenomenal anime film. Gone Girl, in this really weird slim pack. Very dark movie. I think that's not underselling it. And we've got Good Morning Vietnam, Good Will Hunting. I have to say something about this. This film is misleading because on the back, I believe it says running time, approximately 155 minutes. Now, even if you take the running time of the film and the special features, it is well below that. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, now we've got The Goonies, and Grand Piano. Frodo and Sam in movies that fit together. That's or go together on the shelf. That's kind of cute. We've got Gravity. Sorry, it's getting awkward to show you these ones because they're right up against this big one, which we'll get to in a moment. That's The Great Gatsby, and that's Green Room. This is Grindhouse, which is Death, Truth and Planet Terror in a double feature in a actual film can. These are DVDs, but I love that that's in a proper film can. I say proper, it's replica, whatever, but no, it's a great set. I got that set mainly just because it looks cool. Then we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Volume 2. You might not know it without really pulling them out, but yeah, that one's got Groot on it. Hairspray, Halloween, the original. I need to get all the other ones of those. I'm behind on my Halloween sets. We've got Hamlet, which is a Royal Shakespeare Company production with David Tennant. Harbinger Down, Hard Candy, Hardcore Henry. This film I've seen 1.5 times, and it never fails to make me motion sick. If you've seen it, you'll know why. And then we move on to the Harry Potter Steelbooks, all 8 movies. These are gorgeous editions. I won't show you them all, but they're fantastic versions, and have good special features as well. We've got what have we got? We got Haunter, Healing, High School Assassins, History of Violence, and then the Hobbit trilogy. These are the extended cuts. Absolutely worth it. The extended cut of Battle of the Five Armies might be the best extended cut of the Middle-earth films that has been done. It feels so much more like a complete movie. And not that I didn't like the theatrical cut, but once I saw that, it was like, this is clearly how the film was really intended to be, which I feel you almost can't say for other releases of those Middle-earth movies, but I'm not sure. That's something I might do a video about at some point. We've got Hocus Pocus, Hold Your Breath, The Host, not the Stephanie Meyer one, that's the Korean one. We've got Hostel Trilogy, Parts 1, 2 and 3, Hot Fuzz, Hotel Transylvania, The House at the End of the Street, The House on the Edge of the Park, Housebound, and The House is October Built, and I need to get the sequel to that as well, all those House movies. And then we've got How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, How to Train Your Dragons, Volumes 1 and 2, what am I talking about? We've got Human Centipede. Can't get Volume 2 in New Zealand because it is a banned movie. It is illegal to own it. So yeah, that's something I probably won't be getting. And because I don't like inconsistencies on the shelf, I probably won't get the third one because I don't want 1 and 3 without 2, so that might just live in isolation. We've got The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The 100-Foot Journey, Hunger Games, 4-disc deluxe edition. I was so excited when I got that. I couldn't believe it, and I remember watching it to absolute tebuggery. I freaking adored it. And then these ones aren't as impressive, but it's the other Hunger Games films. We've got The Hurt Locker, The Hustler, and The Colour of Money, which is its sequel, which is why they don't have alphabetically similar titles, but they're together. We've got I Give It a Year, I Love You Man, Ice Age, The In-Betweeners, and The In-Betweeners 2. First is far superior. We've got Inception, The Incredible Hulk, Independence Day, Insidious 1, 2, and 3. Whenever I do this pull out 3 at a time, I always show you the last one first. There's sort of no way around that. We've got Insomnia, Into the Storm, The Invention of Lying, and we've got Iron Doors, and all these Iron movies, The Iron Giant, Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. I love the Steelbook for Iron Man 3. And I believe that's all the Iron movies, yes. The Island, and It Follows, very dark cover. Jane Eyre, that's the Orson Welles version. Jaws, and Jaws the other ones, which is Jaws 2, 3, and 4. I need to swap hands, just one moment. Whew. This is tiring, but we'll make it. We've got The Jazz Singer, Jennifer's Body, uncut version, whatever that means. Jezebel, and one I had to import from France because, again, it didn't have a release here in any kind, and I needed it in Region B. And it's got a funky black Blu-ray case, but also quite a thin one. We've got Johnny English and its sequel. We've got Jumanji. Can't wait to add the new one to my collection. Jumper. Yes. We've got Jurassic Park Collector's Box Set, which contains the first 3, and then Jurassic World slotting in next to it. Moving over a bit. Sorry, I'm actually on the floor now, if it wasn't obvious. We've got Just Before I Go, K-Pax, the Katy Perry movie. I bought this at the behest of a friend from work. He was like, you have to see this movie, it'll change your life. I don't think it changed my life, but I did enjoy watching it, and that's good, I think, coming from someone who didn't really have anything specifically to do with Katy Perry or any interest in her. So yeah, it's really really cool that I've learned about her. We've got Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2. The Killing Room. Something is up with the audio in this movie because you cannot hear what anyone is saying, and that's not a problem with my disc or my TV. That is the general consensus amongst purchasers of that movie. So we've got King Kong, the original, and then we've got King Kong and the Production Diaries. Now, I'm actually on the verge of upgrading these to like a King Kong complete set, which has both the theatrical and extended cuts of the movie and the Production Diaries all on Blu-ray. So those will be getting traded out soon. I've actually already purchased them. They're in the post. Kingsman, The Secret Service. Knock, knock. Oh, I didn't even realise that was the cover for that. I think I'm so used to seeing the cover on online that I forgot what the cover actually looked like of the disc. Sorry, the poster's very different. Kung Fu Hustle. I can't get that off, and I hate it because it looks horrible. Labyrinth. The Last Exorcism. Need the sequel. Last Shift. Law-Abiding Citizen. I just watched that last night. I quite enjoyed it, actually. Sorry, gotta move again. Let's have a look. We've got Legally Blonde, Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole, a movie I very much enjoy. Les Mis with the Limited Collector's Edition. Now, the problem with this is it comes with the CD, but it's that CD version of that movie where it's literally just the film's audio, but just the sound. And what that means is all the audio has all the sound effects and other noises that isn't on the music track, really. So, if anything, you'd want a studio recording, and it's definitely not that. Let the Right One In, the original, not the remake, which I've not gotten yet. Life's Blood. We're into all the Life movies. A Life Less Ordinary. I'm importing the Blu-ray from Germany as we speak, so I can finally upgrade, because honestly, that DVD copy of that movie is an appalling transfer. It's 4:3, and it's just a terrible transfer of that film. We've got Life of Pi, Life on the Line, Lights Out, Little Miss Sunshine, The Loft, and Long Time Dead. We're going to really start powering through now, hopefully. Lord of the Rings trilogy, Love Actually, Love Bite, The Lovely Bones, Mad Max Collection, that's the first 3, and then we've got Fury Road separate. Man of Steel, The Man with the Golden Arm. Also need to upgrade this because this is a 4:3 cut, and I want the full, not the full screen, the proper cinematic presentation of it, which I believe is a full widescreen version. The Man with the Iron Fists, Man with the Iron Fist 2, a terrible sequel. Maniac, which is also done by Monster Pictures. Martha Marcy May Marlene, film that I don't believe almost anyone knows about, but it's incredibly chilling. Extended cut of The Martian, and this includes the original cut as well, so you can't go wrong with that version. Marx Brothers collection with Animal Crackers, Monkey Business, Duck Soup and Horse Feathers. I kind of wish they put out like a definitive Marx Brothers collection with everything in it, but I presume it's a rights thing because those are owned by Universal, MGM and the other ones, so yeah, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I would just love a Marx Brothers definitive box set. We've got Matrix Trilogy on DVD. What have we got here? Mean Girls and Meru. Michael Jackson's This Is It on Steelbook. Millions, very difficult film to find in Region 4. Mind Games, great movie. Mission Impossibles 1, 2, 3, and 4. I need to get 5. This is one of those things where each of them has been put out by different distributors who design the spines all different, so they look like the least uniform series of films you could ever get based on their spines. Compared to something like Matrix or Lord of the Rings, it's just, you wouldn't even know they're from the same series. But that's okay. Moving on. We've got Disney's Moana, you're welcome. Mockingbird, terrible movie. Moon, love Moon. Moonrise Kingdom. Mother's Day, one of Darren and Balsman's bests, I believe. Movie 43, I have to explain why I have this. I got it incredibly cheap, I think for about $2 or $3, and I wanted to see why it was so horrible. And now I know, it is horrible. So we've got Mrs. Doubtfire, Much Ado About Nothing. That is the Joss Whedon version, which I adore. We've got The Mule, great movie with Lee Winnell. I love everything Lee Winnell touches, pretty much. I don't think I've seen anything that Lee Winnell has done that I don't like. Even his cameo in the Matrix sequel is interesting. We've got The Muppets and The Muppets Most Wanted. Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. This is the original, or one of the more original film adaptations, not the Kenneth Branagh one, which I will probably obtain at some point. Nanny McPhee, don't have the sequel yet. Then we've got the vacation movies, National Lampoon's Vacation, European and Christmas respectively. Still need Vegas, Christmas Vacation 2, and the modern sort of reimagining of it. I'll get onto that though. We've got The Neighbour, Nerve, Never Let Me Go, The Nice Guys. My collection is so eclectic, isn't it? I mean, that's kind of the nature of a DVD thing, but I think, I don't know, it just seems to be all over the place. The only thing keeping it in order is the alphabet. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, The Night Before, Nightmare Before Christmas, and we've got The Nightmare on Elm Street, all of them except Freddy vs. Jason and the remake, which I have separate. All of them in that tiny little thing as well. Nude Nuns with Big Guns. We've got Oblivion, Oculus, Once, and Open Grave. We're getting there. 2 more rows of movies until we get up to the next line, next shelf. Oh, we'll get there. We've got The Oranges, Pacific Rim, Palo Alto, Pan's Labyrinth, Paper Towns, Paul, Penelope, which has one of the best kisses on screen. I deny anyone, or ask anyone to try and deny that kiss at the end of that movie is one of the most adorable and perfect moments of cinematic romance. Like, the film isn't necessarily all that great, but damn, that moment. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Pete's Dragon. I really want to get the new version of that as well. The what is it? Not a remake, but the reimagining. Pink Panther Strikes Again. I've had that for ages. I do need to get all the Pink Panther movies. I don't know if there's a box set again. There's probably some rights issues there, but we'll work it out. Pinocchio, Piranha, and Piranha Double D. What an appalling sequel to an absolutely fantastic film. It's a real shame as well. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we didn't need a sequel to it. We've got Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't have the 5th one yet. Pitch Perfect and Pitch Perfect 2. I will acquire the 3rd one when it gets released. Planet of the Apes collection contains the original 5 movies. Then we've got Rise and Dawn. Moving on to the Pokemon movies, don't have all of these because they haven't been released in proper formats over here, but we've got the original 3, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so we've got all of them. Predestination, fantastic steelbook, Pretty in Pink, Priest, Primer, probably impossible to find on DVD nowadays, but if you do, well done. We've got Psych 9, we've got, you can sort of see that Pulp Fiction in a briefcase, which if you've seen the movie makes sense. We've got the Purge trilogy, Rata, Real Steel, really underrated film, I think. It's a fantastic film. Then we've got the Rec quadrilogy, whatever you call it. Rec 1 and 2 and 4 I quite enjoy. Rec 3 is a bit of a disappointment. We've got Red. These are all the Red movies. Wait for it, you'll see what I mean. Just going to move over a bit. So we've got Red, Red Eye, and Red Ink, which I think is called in Human Resources in some countries, but yeah. Regression, Remember the Titans, a awesome copy of Repo. I love the design on this cover. I prefer that to the film's poster. Requiem for a Dream, done by Dendy. Reservoir Dogs, and then we've got Resident Evil. Now these aren't the live action ones. These are the ones that are in the continuity of the games. I don't have Resident Evil Vendetta yet. I love Degeneration. I wasn't too hot on Damnation though. I think Degeneration was a great film. So we've got Retreat, Rise of the Guardians, and then we've got Rise of the Zombies, which is way better than it had any right to be. Robots, Rock Slide, which does sound like a porn movie, and in the movie they actually do make that joke probably more times than it needs to be made. Safe to say that film was appalling. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Rollerball remake. That film is embarrassingly bad as well. Run Lola Run. Sanctum, really enjoyed Sanctum. Sausage Party. Then we've got Saw. I don't have Jigsaw yet because it's not out in New Zealand or UK even, but I'm very much looking forward to adding the newest one to the collection. Then we've got Schindler's List, which weirdly is on 2 discs in the sense that the film gets about 2 hours in and then says please change discs, which the only other film I know to do that is actually the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit special editions, extended cuts. So yeah, really odd, because you could fit a 3-hour movie on 1 disc, I'm pretty sure. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, The Seasoning House, The Seeker, The Dark is Rising. Oh, my finger was getting in the shot there, my apologies. Serenity, Series of Unfortunate Events, Seven. Sorry, it's kind of awkward doing these ones on the floor. Shallow Grave, The Shallows, Sharknadoes 1 to 5. We're getting them all, and Sharknado 6 looks like it's going to be a good time. And right next to Sharknado we have Sharktopus, and Shaun of the Dead, The Shawshank Redemption, Sherlock Holmes, the RDJ one, I haven't got the sequel yet, Silence of the Lambs, Sing Street, I love Sing Street, Singing in the Rain, Sinisters 1 and 2, really great horror films. I would recommend these to people who haven't seen them, who like horror. Skyline and Beyond Skyline has just come out. I'm very excited to get it. Sleep Tight, Sleepy Hollow, that's a very early DVD, when DVDs were brand new. These are the kind of DVDs you ended up getting. Slither, they need to re-release this here. The sound on this disc is way too quiet. They've just done a special edition in the US. They should make that a worldwide thing. That's what I want anyway. Slumdog Millionaire, Snowpiercer. Then we've got The Social Network. We've got Solo,
Sorority Row, Sound of My Voice, probably the coolest handshake ever in a movie. Watch it and you'll find out. Speak No Evil, terrible film. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, along with the new Spider-Man Homecoming. We've got Splice, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. That was my favourite film for a while when it came out. SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water, Spotlight, Spring Breakers, and Star Trek. That's the J.J. Abrams one. I do not have Star Trek Beyond or Star Trek Into Darkness. Right, up here again, we've got Star Wars Episodes 4, 5, and 6. Those are the 2004 editions, probably my favourite versions of those movies if I'm choosy. And then, of course, we've got Episodes 1, 2, and 3. That's my favourite Star Wars film. And then we've got The Force Awakens and the Clone Wars animated movie. Stardust, Steve Jobs, The Sting, got that very, very cheap. Stomp the Yard, there's a sequel to that, I think. Stormbreaker, Stranger Than Fiction, Strippers vs. Werewolves, Suicide Squad, ooh, terrible movie, the cover's nice though. Summer Wars, Sunshine, great steelbook of that. Super, Sweeney Todd, Swiss Army Man, The Taking of Deborah Logan. I think in some places that's just known as The Taking. Tales of Halloween, The Tall Man, The Terminator, The Theory of Everything, The Thing, that's John Carpenter's, and that's the prequel. I don't have The Thing from Another World, which is the original movie. The Third Man, it's a sort of cheap edition of that, so I don't know, there's probably better versions of The Third Man to get. This Is the End, Thor, along with Thor the Dark World. Ragnarok should be along in a few weeks, I believe. The movie, not the event. The Three Musketeers. Tickled, it's a documentary. Titanic, great edition. This wasn't on Blu-ray for the longest time, and it finally came out, and it made me very happy. We've got the Titans collection, that's Clash and Wrath of the Titans, they're the new versions of that. To Kill a Mockingbird, awesome transfer on that Blu-ray. Top Gun, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to be able to pull them out now because you won't be able to see the fronts anyway, but we'll just quickly go through them. Trainspotting, don't know Trainspotting 2, must get it. Trance, Triangle, Tropic Thunder, Truman Show, Undead, Unfriended, Uninvited, Universal Soldier, The Untouchables, Untraceable, Upstream Color, really weird movie. VHS 1 and 2 in a box that looks like a VHS, which is kind of cute. And VHS Viral. It's weird, I wish there could be like a cut of VHS that was like the good ones, because sort of none of the VHS movies are home runs. I mean, Viral's mostly terrible except for the Magician segment, in my personal opinion. Vampire Diary, not the TV show, that's a movie. Van Helsing, Visions and The Visit. We are so close to the end of the films. We've got The Walk, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, Warcraft, The Beginning, Warm Bodies, We Are Your Friends, and West Side Story. I inherited this. It's not in great condition, but it's a nice beefy version that has the script with it, and more films should do that. I'd love if you could get copies of the scripts of movies. What Happened in Vegas, Where the Wild Things Are, The Flash, White House Down, Willow Creek, a not so good Bigfoot movie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Wolf of Wall Street, Wolverine solo film trilogy. So we've got Wolverine, X-Men Origins, The Wolverine, Unleashed Extended Edition, the only 3D Blu-ray I have. I don't have a 3D Blu-ray player, but the only way to get the Unleashed Edition, which is on 2D Blu-ray, was to buy the 3D Blu-ray edition of that. It's a really odd way of putting it out there, but that's how I did it. And then Logan with the Logan Noir, which is just the same film, but in black and white. The Woman in Black, Wonder Woman, World War Z, not the like extended uncut version, which I don't think you can even get in New Zealand, which is a shame because apparently it's better. I don't know, M-rated zombie film doesn't really work for me. World's End, Wreck-It Ralph. Then we go on to the X-Men set. We've got X-Men Original Trilogy, First Class, Rogue Cut, and Apocalypse. Rogue Cut is the one to get, and it does include the theatrical edition as well. I remember waiting ages for the Rogue Cut to come out. I defiantly didn't buy Days of Future Past for the longest time, knowing the Rogue Cut was coming. The director's cut of Triple X, Y/N You Lie You Die, Yogi Bear, You're Next, Zathura, Zero Dark 30,
Then we've got a few pop crappy movies. If they're put out by pop, they're probably crappy. Zombie Apocalypse, The Zombie King, Zombie Knight, and Zombie Transfusion. We've got Agent Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 1 to 3, Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 1, Ash Mythology, not technically a TV show, but it seems to fit best there. Bang Bang, It's Reeves and Mortimer, Complete Black Books, Black Mirror, The Collection. The only way this has yet been put out in Region 4, due to rights issues, they haven't really been able to release a complete box set of it. Really disappointing. I just want them to do a big Black Mirror Blu-ray set with all the episodes, and yeah, maybe one day, I'll keep an eye out. Complete Collection Remastered of Blackadder. This is the version to get if you want Blackadder in any form. Just get that version, don't worry about any of the others. Broadchurch 1 to 3, Brooklyn Nine-Nine 1 and 2, Class, the ill-fated Doctor Who spin-off, Community, all 6 seasons, Alan Tudyk's Con Man, that was a crowd-funded series. Season 2 is out, but it's not on Blu-ray yet. Maybe not ever. Del Toro Quest Anime, probably the only version of Del Toro Quest in visual media we're likely to ever see. It's a fairly competent adaptation, if I'm perfectly honest. We've got Derek Season 1 on Blu-ray. Sadly, the other seasons weren't put out on Blu-ray. Digimon Seasons 1, 2, and 3. Very recently released Series 3, which is very exciting, because for the longest time, you could just not get Digimon Season 3 anywhere. Really, it just wasn't available, that's very exciting. Dinotopia, that's the mini-series. That's the follow-up ill-fated TV series of it, with all the different actors. And then there's the Doctor Who, which isn't complete. 4 volumes away from having it all. And we're not going to go through all of it. But you can just see it's still going. And then we've got the modern run. We've got Season 7. I keep it up there because it's so big. And I don't have Season 10 yet because, I don't know, foolishly, I don't know whether it's foolishly or not, I'm holding out hope that a Series 10 box set with Twice Upon a Time will actually see a release. Downton Abbey, all of it, all of it. I guess that's all you can call it. I don't know if it has it's not really a saga or a complete works, but yeah, that's all Downton Abbey. Dragon's Gift of the Night Fury, that was like a Christmas television special they did. Technically, I think I should put this with movies because it is kind of like a short film. But yeah, Elfin Lead Collection, all 13 episodes. Extras, I really need to get The Office. Final Chance to Save, Firefly, Flight of the Conchords 1 and 2, all of Friends, all 10 seasons, Full Metal Alchemist, full set, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. This has the movie in it as well, which is why I only have the Brotherhood movie with the movies, because I'm not going to take the movie out of that box, because it's a complete box. Game of Thrones 1 to 6, they make the, whatever that is. Hello Ladies, that includes the movie. All seasons of Hustle. Season 3 is not on the shelf right now because I am watching it as I'm going through it again, but I have those. Really difficult to find seasons 5 to 8 of Hustle, but I did it. We've got Idiot Abroad, the complete set. In Between is the complete set. K9 and Company, which is a pilot they did back in the 80s, I believe, for a prospective K9 series that never happened. Legend of the Seeker, a show that sadly died before it had its time, because that is an amazing show. Life's Too Short and its accompanying special. Ouran High School Host Club on Blu-ray. First season of Outlander. All 20 seasons of Pokemon, along with Pokemon Chronicles, a bad set of that because the aspect ratio is all over the place. Pokemon Origins, a great little special they did. Red vs. Blue Season 1, I am going to be upgrading probably quite soon to the 1 to 10 season Blu-ray, because I want it all, and that's a really old DVD with not kind of anything going for it. Bad picture, bad audio. Yeah, I just want to upgrade it. We've got all of Sarah Jane Adventures, seasons 1 to 5. They didn't put out these on Blu-ray, which is a shame. Secret Diary of a Call Girl, seasons 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. All of Sherlock, so we've got 4 seasons, and The Abominable Bride. This I got given at high school once, and I've just never gotten rid of it. I'm not particularly a Simpsons person, but, you know, I don't really want to chuck something out for no reason. Maybe if I ever buy, like, Simpsons season box sets, I can pass that on. The Smell of Reeves and Mortimer. Clone Wars, all the seasons, plus the Lost Missions, which is technically, you know, season 6. We got Rebels, Star Wars Rebels 1 and 2, Top Gear interactive game special thing, not a lot of replay value. Then we've got Torchwood 1, 2, 3 and 4. Upstart Crow, which is a series about Shakespeare where David Mitchell plays Shakespeare. Finally, last little section, we've got our live shows. So you've got Billy Elliot Live, Jesus Christ Superstar Arena Tour, Ricky Gervais Animals, Stephen Merchant, hello ladies. It's a music video Blu-ray and accompanying CD of the Calden Rhodes first, Calden Rhodes first EP. And then we've got sort of MISC, so we've got the collector's edition behind the scenes of Diablo, StarCraft, these came with the game, and then this performance car DVD that's pretty horrendous really, but I got it for free. So yeah, that is the entire shelved collection. That took a considerable amount of time.
Thank you so much for watching. There's still a new acquisitions box that I'll save for a future video, but that's the bulk of the collection. Please let me know if you have any questions about collecting or any of the discs I showed here, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you want to support the channel and the creation of other videos like this one, please be sure to check out my Patreon. I'd like to say a big thank you to Patreon supporter Chelsea Mayers. See you next time.